Hey y'all, so today's video is going to be a keeping it real type of topic. We are going to talk all about profit and all about making your prices, all of that good stuff, okay? Okay, so as most of you already know, I have at least 2 or 3 videos all about creating a price list and making a profit. So the reason why I'm doing this video today is because I do see a lot of confusion when it comes to making your prices and when it comes to actually making profit. And I just wanted to come and give my perspective. Now, I will say that I have at least 2 to 3 people. I have at least 2 to 3 people messaging me every day asking me what I think about their prices that they came up with, what I think about their profits. And honestly, I cannot really help when it comes to your prices, how much you think you are worth, and how much you think you should charge your customers. I cannot be the deciding factor for your company. It's going to have to be something that you can come up with. The only thing I can do is share my insight and give a little bit of advice or tips. I can tell you things from my perspective if I would purchase your items at that price. But then again, I think a lot of people have to realize I do not fit into their target audience. So sometimes my opinion probably doesn't matter. But this video is just going to be like a keep it real type of segment. It's a lot of things that goes on in business. I think a lot of people get on YouTube, they are only showing the good side of business, but they're not really telling you the truth, or they're not really giving you real expectations of the business world and everything it is about running a business. So hopefully I've never misled anyone when it came to the topic of making a profit and coming up with your prices. I don't think I misled anyone, but I think it's easy for people to be misled if they don't know the downside. If they only know the positive but don't know the downside, I do think it's easy for people to be misled. So this video is just going to give you guys a better perspective on business. One of the things that I always see people talk about when it comes to coming up with their prices is how they are going to factor in the shipping costs from their vendors, and how people believe that they are going to have to pay for shipping 2 different times. The price you pay for shipping for your vendor, that will typically be anywhere between $15 all the way up to $100. It really depends on what you're ordering. It depends on how heavy the package is, and it also depends on the size of the package, and it depends on the destination that where the package is going to. So those are the different factors, but you will pay 15, and 15 is very rare. It's very rare for it to be 15, but you will be paying anywhere between $15 to $100 depending on your order details. And the reason why you're paying that much is because your items are coming from overseas and they are pretty much being expedited. Most of us are receiving our packages from our vendors in 2 to 5 business days. That is considered expedited shipping, because if it was to be a regular mail coming from China or coming from India, it could take 1 to 2 months to receive that package. And of course, that would be bad for business. So we all like that fast 2 to 5 day shipping. So you have to understand that that is an expedited shipping time. That is going to cost more. Also, you have to understand that your package will be on a plane, okay? It's not cheap for anything to fly over on plane, whether it's a person, if you're going from one city to the next. It doesn't matter. It's not cheap. So you are pretty much paying for a plane ticket for your package. You are paying for the fact that your package is getting over here very quickly. You are paying for the fact that once that package gets off of that plane, that it has to get on a truck, and that truck have to deliver your package to wherever it needs to go within the United States. You are paying, like, it's a lot of different costs that goes into shipping. So shipping is something I've never worried about. It's kind of like gas, and it's kind of like food. You have to eat, and if you want to use your car, you have to put gas in your car. So to me, it's one of those expenses that I know I have to pay. I know I have to pay. If I want to run a business, if I need those products, then guess what? It's a price that I have to pay. So, if you are thinking about starting a business and you are ordering packages from overseas, then you have to understand that you will be paying a shipping price on each package. That's just the cost of business. So that's one thing I see a lot of people have concerns about: the price of shipping to their vendor, the price of shipping of packages coming from their vendor, and the prices that they have to pay. The other thing that a lot of people are confused about is they say, okay, well, I have to pay for shipping from my vendor, and I also have to pay to ship out packages to my customer. Look, you are only paying for shipping one time. And the one time you pay for shipping is when the shipping comes from your vendor. When you are shipping out packages to your customers, you have to understand that your customers pay for shipping. On your website, they pay for the items that they want, but they are also paying a shipping fee. Hopefully, you require your customers to pay a shipping fee. And whatever shipping fee that your customers pay, that is essentially your customers paying for the package to be delivered to them. Hopefully that clears things up for you guys, because some people truly think that they are paying for shipping twice, but they're really only paying for shipping once. Your customer pays you to ship out the package to them. Okay? Now, when it comes to making your actual prices, for your price list, what I see a lot of people do, they will take the price of the bundles or whatever products you sell. In this example, is going to be hair, because this channel is mainly about hair. But a lot of people, they will take the prices of the hair, right? Then they will add the price of shipping. So the price that it cost, the price they had to pay for shipping to get the hair from their vendor. So the price of the hair plus the price of shipping plus the price of supplies. So maybe like custom packages or something like that. And then they will add on profit, how much they want to make each bundle, right? And then whatever price they have at the end, that is the price that they want to charge their customers. I see a lot of people do that, and then their end result, they end up charging their customers $80 for a 10-inch, and they think that's okay. Then that's not okay. that is not okay, and it's not even raw hair like that. To me, that is not okay. Charging your customer $80 for a 10-inch, that's not okay. I would never pay $80 for a 10-inch. And then people have prices like that, and they wonder why they aren't making any sales. They wonder why they are not making any sales, and they just are completely clueless. So you have to be able to look at it from a consumer. You have to be able to look at it from the mindset of the consumer. For one, you are a brand new business, never heard of you. For two, your prices are high. You're charging $80 for a 10-inch. For three, you have no customers. So you have no customer reviews, no customer photos. For four, maybe you're doing a pre-order system and you're doing drop shipping. You have yet to take your own pictures of the hair. You have yet to take your own videos of the hair. So you have all of these things working against you, but you're expecting people to pay $80 for a 10-inch. Business does not work that way, okay? If that is how your prices are, it's going to be unrealistic. It is going to be unrealistic. That is why it's very important to shop around and do your market research. It is so important to do your market research. You need to do research on other companies that are just like you. Do not look at a company that has already been in this business for 10 years and try to have your prices be the same as a already established company. That is not how you do it. You want to research the people that's selling hair in your area. You want to research people online who are selling similar hair textures as you, but you also want to look at people that's within the same bracket as you. Look at other newer businesses. You cannot compare Yeah, this popular hair company starts their prices at $100 per bundle, but they've been in business almost 10 years. They have multiple reviews. They have thousands of clients. They are able to charge those prices because they've earned it. They've worked hard to charge those prices. So you won't be able to have high prices just like them, especially when you're just getting into this business. So, with that being said, this is the part that new business owners need to understand. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready to hear this? It is unrealistic for a new business to receive a profit or a return on their investment right away. It is so unrealistic. I think a lot of people, you're so focused on getting that return on your investment right away. So as soon as you get your first order, you want to be able to make a profit on your first order. You want to be able to see that profit on your second order, your third order. You want to be able to see that profit right away. But in business, that is not realistic. Look at any other business. Look at business startups. People don't start their business with $0 and literally make millions. That is an unrealistic mindset. So if you ever seen a video where people say they started their business for free, they started their business with $0 and now they're making thousands of dollars, that is a bald-faced lie. There's no such thing in business. In business, it takes money to make money. And that's the truth. And hear me out and hear me clear. It takes money to make money. Because if it didn't take money to make money, guess what? Everybody on this earth would be millionaires. If it was that easy to do drop shipping, if it was that easy to do pre-order, if it was that easy to start a business with zero funds, with a little bit of money, and to make millions, then everybody walking around would be a millionaire. Business is not easy. Business, it takes money to make money. Okay, so you have to understand that most businesses, they do not receive product. I don't know the average, but it's very common for people not to see money in their business. It's very common for people not to see a profit in their business for 2 years, for 3 years. Half the time, people are lucky enough to break even. And break even means being at zero. The amount of money you spent is the amount of money that you earned, and you have nothing that you made over that amount. So you just break even. You at zero, right? So with a lot of businesses start off in the hole. And what that means is you start off in the negative. You start off by spending a lot of money, and then you have to work hard to make sure you're able to make that money back. So starting off in the hole could be that you spent money on business cards. Maybe you spent money on products. Maybe you paid that shipping from your vendor and you're not about to charge your customers that $35 that your vendor charged you, right? Maybe you're doing the pre-order system, or you're doing drop shipping, or maybe you're doing those two systems and your money has been held, right? You're a brand new business. So PayPal, Stripe, they're holding your money for 7 days, 21 days, however long they're holding it, right? You are going to need some type of money to pay for the hair that your customers need. So that might be from your personal accounts, your personal money. That is still money. You are in the hole until you're able to receive the money that you need to get you out of the hole, right? It could be website costs. It could be the cost of, maybe you got envelopes. Maybe you had to pay for a piece of paper. Maybe you had to buy a new printer. Maybe you had to, just anything that you had to buy for your business. Even though I do preach that you start low, you start with what you have. But even when you start low and start with what you have, that's still not $0. You know, when you put up your website, that you might have paid $10 to $40 that month, right? And this is before you even made an order. This is before you even made a sale. So a lot of businesses, they start in the hole. They start in the negative. Maybe some businesses, they have higher startup costs, so they had to take a loan out from their bank. They had to borrow money from a friend. Maybe a friend lend them some money. So a lot of businesses, they start off in the hole, and that is perfectly okay. That is perfectly fine. And as a matter of fact, that is normal. That is normal in business. It's normal to start off in the hole. So a lot of people, they are so concerned with making that profit back right away that they are trying to charge their customer for every single business expense that they have to cover. And it doesn't work that way. So you want to be very realistic with the prices that you are charging your customers. And you have to understand that sometimes you will be in a hole. So maybe you will be in a negative for the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orders, right? But as long as at the end of the month, you have sold enough hair, at the end of the month, you have sold enough product to where all of the money you made from all the volume that you had come in, all of that money overall should be enough to cover all of the business expenses, right? It may take you 2 or 3 orders to break even, right? To make all of your money back, to break even. And then after those 2 to 3 orders, all of the orders after that, that is where your profit is going to come from. So you cannot be scared to spend money. You cannot be scared to start in the negative. You cannot be scared to start in the negative, because that is business. That is how business is ran. You can't be scared. People who actually purchase inventory, they always are in a negative. Okay, if they keep inventory on hand, that means they had to purchase thousands of dollars worth of inventory. And guess what? Do you think that's going to stop them? No, that's not going to stop them, because they know they're going to end up making all of that money back when they sell all of that hair. So guess what? For that month, guess what their goal is? To sell all of that hair, or to sell enough of it to where they break even, or sell enough of it to where they break even and still make a profit. That is why you have to set goals in your business. That's why goals are in place. Goals are in place so people can meet their financial goals for the month. A lot of people are looking at creating prices, creating their price list. They're looking at it on an individual basis, but they're not looking at the bigger picture. That's just the way a lot of people need to look at it. And you have to understand that that is completely normal. Some people, they break even the entire time, and breaking even is actually a good thing in business. It is a good thing in business to break even. That is a good thing. If you're making a profit during your first and second year of business, you are lucky. You are very lucky if you're making a profit, right? This is why you always hear people say that the money you make in your business the first or second year, those first 2 years, that's not your money. That's the business's money. You want to know what they mean when they say the business's money? That means that money that you made, it have to go back into the business. It have to pay for all of the business expenses. It have to pay for inventory. It have to pay for supplies. It have to pay for that internet connection you need. It got to pay for gas because you got to travel around town. It got to pay shipping from your vendors. All of your business expenses, your business will need to pay that. So all of that profit that you make in your first and second year of business, all of that goes back into the business to make sure everything in that business is paid for. Okay, that's your websites, how much you pay, all of your business expenses. Your business needs to take care of that. And sometimes you're not able to enjoy the fruits of your labor and splurge and go on shopping sprees and go on vacation and do everything you want to do. You don't get to do that right away. I'm currently in my third year of business, and I am finally able to enjoy the fruit of my labor. I'm finally able to take a trip to Mexico, take a trip to Jamaica. I'm finally able to quit my 9 to 5. All of that in my third year of business. I couldn't do that last year, and I couldn't do that the year before. So you guys have to be a little bit more realistic when it comes to business. And I think maybe a lot of people just don't understand that part of business. Maybe a lot of people just don't know, they're not aware of how business is normally ran. Business, it is very normal in business for people to start off in the hole, for people to start off in a negative, and it is very extremely normal for people to only break even and to not make a profit at all. Okay, so hopefully this video doesn't discourage anyone. If you got into business thinking business was going to be something easy, then you were definitely if you got into business thinking business was going to be something easy, then you were definitely misinformed. If you ever heard of the saying, it takes money to make money, that saying is 100% true. It takes money to make money. So if you got into this business and you don't want to spend, you don't want to pay a vendor for shipping. If you got into this business and you don't want to have to put in your personal money to cover, different expenses until your money clears through PayPal or Stripe. If you got into this business because you thought that you would make a profit or a return on your investment right away, then you have been mistaken. You have been greatly mistaken, okay? So when it comes to making your prices or your price list, keep in mind, do not stress yourself out too much, okay? Don't look at everything from an individual perspective. Look at things as a whole, okay? Look at things you have to look at it as a bigger picture. You definitely want to have prices that people are going to pay, okay? You definitely have to know who your target audience is, and you definitely have to, you have to just have that you have to be real with yourself. Do you think the people in your target audience, do you think they are going to pay the price that you are charging? So in no way, shape, or form am I telling y'all that you are not worth how much you should be worth. In no way, shape, or form am I telling y'all to lower your prices extremely low or whatever. I'm just giving y'all different perspective and different insights so that you guys are able to take these things into consideration when it comes to making your prices and when it comes to coming up with your profit. Because y'all y'all ever see companies or people selling hair and you just like, how in the world are they able to give people those prices? And why are they charging why are their prices super affordable? How are they making a profit? How this, that, and the other? And you have to understand, sometimes when, let's say you have to understand, volume is a thing, right? Volume is a thing. And when I say volume, I mean receiving a large amount of orders. If you are able to bring in a lot of volume, then you can easily hit your goals. You can hit your goals much quicker. And what I mean by that, let's say you want to profit $50 off each order or something, right? Just a random example. But if you were to profit only $20 each order, that would give you a lower price. And therefore, that lower price will probably bring in more orders. And let's say when you were profiting $50 per order, you were only getting 5 orders a week, right? But when you decided to profit $20 an order, instead of receiving 5 orders that week, you receive 20 orders that week, right? Which one would you have rather made? Which one would you have rather did? Would you have rather had those 5 orders, or would you have rather had those 20 orders? Because those 5 orders with $50 per profit, that's only $250 of profit that you made. Versus 20 orders with $20 of profit, that's $400 that you have made. You ended up making more money when you profited less because your prices were a little bit more affordable, and that was able to bring in more customers for you. And when you were able to bring in more customers, by the end of that week, you were able to make more money, make a bigger profit. You get what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times people don't take into account volume. Volume, especially when your marketing is on point, and you're able to get a large volume of orders, yeah, you will probably meet your goals. Whatever your goals are, you probably will meet your goals. And I pretty much said all of that because what I have been noticing is that when people are actually creating their price list, they are expecting to receive a profit on each and every order right away, right? And what people are doing, they are trying to charge each and every customer for every single last business expense that they are facing. And then when they are factoring all of those business expenses into their prices, the end result is this high behind price that they are expecting the customer to pay. And pretty much the whole video, I'm just trying to give you a different perspective on why you do not want to charge your customers those high prices out of the gate. Because it's normal to kind of be in the hole. It's normal to start off eating that cost. So let's say you start your prices off and you literally only charge your customer. Let's say you only charge your customer for three things: the price of the actual bundle from your vendor, the profit that you want to make for each bundle, plus the shipping that the customer has to pay on your website for you to ship the package to them. So let's say that's the only price that your customer pay. You receive that money from your customer, you pay your vendor for the hair, you pay your vendor for the shipping of the hair from your vendor to you. Maybe the shipping of that hair from your vendor to you is $35. So now you have to subtract $35 from the original profit you would have received from your customer, right? So yeah, you end up having to take from that profit to, that $35 worth of shipping that you just paid from your vendor have to come from that profit. So in the beginning, you're like, oh man, like that's $35 less than what I could have made in profit. So in the beginning, a lot of people are thinking like, oh my gosh, this is so bad, this is so terrible. But you have to understand, one, the profit you make in your business is not yours, essentially, especially when you first start. That is your business's money. So your business needs to be able to pay for its own expenses. The shipping that you're paying from your vendor is a business expense. So essentially, when you had to take that $35 out of the profit that you thought you were getting for yourself, that was the business paying for a business expense, which was shipping. So that's completely normal. What it is that people should be more focused on: create a realistic price for your customers and your target audience. So create a realistic price. Your focus should be on volume. If you are able to receive a large volume, by the end of the month, you should have more than enough money to have had covered all business expenses, and then you should still have some additional left over if you got that volume of orders in that you're supposed to. And that's why it's important to make sure you are meeting goals, you are setting goals for yourself. That is why it's important that in the beginning of every week, you write down goals that you want to meet for this week. So maybe your goal for this week is to have 10 orders. Maybe your goal for the week is to make a certain dollar amount. Maybe whatever your goal is, you need to already have a plan set in place for that week to make sure you are hitting your weekly goals. You get what I'm saying? So that is typically, that is typically how most businesses run their businesses. It just seems like a lot of people they are treating the hair business as if it's different from any other business in the world. Business is business, whether you selling clothes, whether you a fast food restaurant, whether you the newspaper, whether you sell telephones, cell phones, or whatever it is, business is business. And it's very unrealistic for businesses to see that immediate return on your money. Okay, so this video was just to give you guys a different perspective, just a different viewpoint, so you guys can look at creating your prices differently, because you definitely don't want to have it to where you're making each and every customer pay the full price of every expense, to where now your prices are a little way too expensive and unrealistic, because then that's going to run people away and you're not going to make money. You're just going to stay complacent, and you may get 1 or 2 orders here or there, but it's never going to be where you want it to be, because the prices just aren't realistic. So I just wanted to come and give a different perspective and just give insights on what it really is like to be in business. And like I said, people message me all the time. They want me to look over their prices. They want me to tell them if their prices are good, if their prices are bad. And honestly, y'all, that is not a decision that I will ever make or be able to make for your company. I'm not going to be able to tell you how much you're worth. I'm not going to be able to tell you how much you should profit. I'm not going to be able to tell you those things. The only thing I can do is make videos like this and give you my insight. I do not make decisions for businesses. I only give advice and tips, and then it's up to the business owner to make final decisions for their business. But hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully this video, maybe it made you think about things differently, or maybe it didn't. But I feel like it's not really a lot of realistic videos out there when it comes to business. A lot of people like to share the good side of business, but a lot of people don't like to keep it real and actually, talk about the hard work that goes into business. A lot of people don't want to talk about, having to start off in a negative before they're able to actually make money. A lot of people don't talk about investing back into the business. A lot of people don't talk about business expenses altogether, the costs. A lot of people don't really talk about how it takes money to make money. And that's really the only way to grow in business, is by taking risks and using money to bring in more money. So yeah. So definitely make sure you check out my other 2 videos about prices and profit. Those 2 videos might be very helpful. But yeah, I just wanted to come and make this video. So until next time, I'll see y'all later.